this right now so we can eat more. So we're going to sing about our kupuna. He aloha noa ia oe e ku umili aloi ke ao kupui ka mana ai e ho'olohe mai I ka leo aloha I ka leo na he I ka leo kupuna Te aloha no hau ia oe E ku umili aloi ke aloho kupui ka mana I ka olelo ke ola Ka oia I o ka lahui E ho'o mau me ka pono o nā kupuna E aloha no ahu ia oe E ku umili aloi ke aloho kupui ka mana aloi ke aloho kupui ka mana All right, so that is a mele that speaks about mark and roles and responsibility of kupuna. E ho'olohe mai I ka leo, listen to the voice. Ka leo aloha, the beloved voice. Ka leo nahe, the soft, gentle voice. Ka leo kupuna. Not only the voice of the ancestors, but the voice of the grandparents. And also to the tradition of kupuana, the voice that is heard throughout the different phases of one's life, from the time of being a keiki, to an opio, to a makua, and to a kupuna. He aloha no au ia oe, of course there is such great love, e ku'umili. A kupuna to mo'opuna to kupuna, and just no ka hali'a ana. This is a hali'a, a beloved memory. Alo ike alo, transference is done alo ike alo, yeah? Especially when it comes to the mana ai. The kupuna have to mamano ina mea ai, and hanai no ina mo'opuna, me na mea ai I mama ia no I loko o ka waha ho'ohui no me ka wainau o na po'e kupuna. That's how the transference takes place. Then it says, I ka olelo keola, that there is life in the language. Well, that's because we say, I ka olelo keola, I ka olelo kamake, that the life, or there is life in our language. But we must perpetuate that language so that that language doesn't dissipate, that language doesn't die. Ka oia I o ka lahui. So the truth is that we have this great mana, the mana that has been gifted to us from our kupuna, the mana that is in our language. And imagine if the whole lahui speaks their language, the mana they will encompass, yeah, or the mana that would grow from just the Olelo Hawaii. Because remember now, the Olelo Hawaii is a pilina to our past, our pilina to our present, our pilina to our future. So ka ho'omau ana no ka Olelo Hawaii, yeah, that's really, really important. And we have to ho'omau me ka pono. Oia i'o and pono, truth and order. Not ho'opuni. That's not the way to do anything. Oia i'o and pono. And ka pono o nā kupuna. The pono of kupuna, our ancient kupuna, the kupuna before our time, the living kupuna today, the kupuna yet to take their roles and responsibilities. Ikava kupono, when that time is right. Not before that time, ikava kupono. And so many people like be kupuna today. What the hell, we had to wait a long time, 70 years. Oh my God, and everybody 20, 25, 30, like rush to be kupuna. Don't rush to be a kupuna. The time going to come. The time going to come. And when you realize that it's here, what a blessed feeling. Especially the time when you acknowledge, know and understand that growth process, the growth process from keiki to opio to makua, now you at the level of kupuna. You have achieved all of that through all those years of growth and acquiring all of the knowledges and skills that now allow you to be that person first and foremost to your family. You see, now, along the way, there are trials and tribulations, but you always have to walk the path. That path is very narrow, very difficult, but as long as you stay on that path, you're going to achieve that momentum in your life through the growth process, the kupuna process. And you're going to know and understand the roles and responsibilities. So let's talk about today a few of those roles and responsibilities. Let's talk about one that is very, very important. And you hear this word a lot. It's called conflict resolution. It's called many unusual things. And I've heard these many unusual things all through my life. But let me share how I learned and what I learned. Now remember, I learned these things from people who back in the 60s and the 70s were not afraid to come out and say they were kahuna. That, for me, is very, very brave, especially when they took so seriously. Kano ono anano me ka ikaika, e pile anano ke kule anano o lako, and said, we are kahuna. Auntie Emma DeFries and Uncle Sam Lono. These are people that I was raised with. These are people who had a connection, a pilina me ka wā māmua, me nā kupuna o ka wā māmua, me ka wā kahiko no. And they were the descendants of lineages, oilina no, o nā poe kupuna. So when they took me from my grandparents, because they wanted to train me in these many things, of course, there was apprehension from the family. Now also remember, these people who came out as kahuna, people called them crazy and they called them all kinds of names in the book. Well, today, the people that never learn, they never get the ike. I took the time and I took that responsibility as an opio, then a makua, to learn from kupuna. So when we talk about roles and responsibilities now of makua and opio, the keiki gonna learn from their older brothers and sisters. The older brothers and sisters gonna learn from the parents. And that's where the ike comes in. And everyone following the kupuna along the way. And that is the natural process of the kupuana. So I began talking about ho'oponopono, roles and responsibilities of kupuna. So ho'oponopono had to do with ma'i uhane. Not necessarily ma'i kino maoli, but ma'i uhane, which is spirit sickness. Ma'i kumupa'a, ma'i aumakua, ma'i uhane, ma'i uhanehele. Those things had to do with the spirit. And that's when you had to do ho'oponopono. You see? Now, who does the ho'oponopono? It has to be the kupuna. There's nobody that can fill that role, that kuleana, that responsibility. Only kupuna. Why is that? Well, if you look at the different levels, yeah, the keiki is way down here. The opio is way here. And then the makua is here. They are 3 levels below the kupuna. As you go up the kupuna, above the makua, the opio, and the keiki, the kupuna is the closest to the aumakua. You see? And right above the aumakua is the akua. So what happens in ho'oponopono, the kupuna sits as the representative of all the kupuna, no ka wā māmua, no ka wā kahiko, no ke kinohi. They have great role and responsibility to sit and be the representative on behalf of the kupuna, no ka ohana, for the family. Their role is a great role. Therefore, they have great respect because they are the living aumakua. So when you talk aumakua, try not to go so far back where you don't know and you haven't been, but try to be very realistic and look at your own kupuna and see them as the kupuna that are the mediums, that are the representatives of everything mai ke kinohi mai, mai ka wā kahiko mai, mai ka wā māmua. For me, that's the closest pilina that we have for the understanding. So when people said to me, Kumu, tell me about aumakua. To understand aumakua is to understand your kupuna. You have to build a strong relationship so that aka cord that connects us, the piko, from generation to generation. And with that comes the ha, the vai, and the i, continues to be perpetuated within the ohana. You see, we are always connected through that cord. We can never be separated from our kupuna. That is our kahua. We have this foundation. He we carry the bones. He i'o, we bear the flesh. He koko, and the blood beats within our heart. Ola nā kupuna, ike koko o nā mo'opuna. Their blood lives with us, but because of order, pono, the kupuna being the eldest within the ohana, they become the most honored and respected. No matter what, it is automatic. Automatic. So, because our papa is almost over, Ho'oponopono is a means to treat through prayer, ceremony, aloha, and mihi, ma'i uhane, spiritual sickness. Ma'i uhane hele, when the spirit leave the body. Ma'i aumakua, wherewith what you say or what you do insults your kupuna. Very similar to ma'i kumupa'a, where you have a source firm in the connection that takes you directly to akua. These are important things for us to remember today. Mai hana inono ke kahi, me ka waha a me ka lima. I ka hana ino anano, ho eha. Ina kupuna ina aumakua I ke akua. Don't do hurtful things or bad things with what you say or with your hands. Those things bring great pain to our ancestors. And then the same ancestors are the ones that go and bring the ma'i to the family. Because you in insult, you in disrespect, you in ho'opunipuni, whatever you did, then if somebody gets sick within the ohana, that's ma'i uhane. Now who can discern that? Then the po'e kahuna can. They akamai no lako, me ka ihilihi o kamaka. They can see as soon as you're walking into the house. Ma'i uhane hele ki ia. This is spirit sickness. Ma'i aumakua, awe ke aloha e. Nawa I hana ino maamu o ke aloha na poe aumakua ko wakahi ko loha. Awe no ke kumo ki ia ma'i, awe ke aloha e. Na ke a kua no ka mea I ko ole ki ia ma'i. You have to be careful. Very careful. I ka olelo ke ola, I ka olelo ka make a oe hoi ha. Who discerns all of that for the family? It is no other than the kupuna. So we're going to end our papa today. I'm going to sing one other mele that we need to discuss yet. Mahalo for coming in today to Mele and Mo'olelo, our discussion about our kupuna, roles and responsibilities. E ku'u oha, e ola e, na ka mana ai, I hana ai, ia oe. E ai, a maona, e ku'u oha, e ku'u oha, e ola e vai nui ka ike kupuna e inua kena. E oha, e ku'u oha, e ola e hanu I ke ola, ke aloha mai nā kupuna mai. mauli o la kako e ku o my child live. Aloha a hui ho kako na ke akua no ka maalama lama me kona ke alo. Na ke akua no ka ho'ola me ka ho'omalu. A hui ho kako a hiki I ke lapule a no. Next week I see you folks ma ka la poa lima no. Aloha kako, aloha.
Aloha kumu, mahalo.